Hey, hello everyone. I hope that everyone can hear me. And this is Maria, Chief Marketing Officer of StealthEX. And we are here today for an AMA session with Radio Caca. And actually, they're already here. So would you please request to speak and I will put you in. I'm in the speakers for today because I believe that I've sent you the invites in the DM and you can also use those to be granted the speaking rights. I hope that everybody's doing great today. I'm feeling like a little bit sleepy, but I believe that's fine. Just like a little bit of a weather situation going on, but that passes absolutely. And I hope that you're having a lovely day. And talking a little bit about the format that we're going to have today. First of all, we will actually, not we will, but our speakers will answer the questions that were asked on Twitter. There were so many. Thank you very much for asking these questions. It was great having you on our Twitter talking and asking all those questions. And hopefully, many of you will get answers today. And after that, we will have a little bit of a live session. Everything will last about an hour, as we usually do. And hopefully we will get lots of live questions too. I see that many people are joining now. And we'll just sort out the speaking rights and we'll be able to start the AMA. Yeah, I'm sending out the speaker invites right now that hopefully you can see them. And also you can press request and I'll be able to grant you the speaking rights right away. There is this uh, just a moment. I believe that you cannot actually do it on the computer. I think that you need to use your phone for that, and we'll figure it out. Just a second. That happens. Twitter Spaces can be confusing sometimes. We've been doing that for a while, actually. Like we kind of sorted everything out, how the format works. Uh, but also, guys, you can. I've sent you this reminders in the DM that you can click, and I believe that that will be your speaking requests as well. Oh, also, we will wait for more people to join because usually everybody's joining like a little bit later than than the original starting time, so that's really not the problem. Uh, Probably I should do a little bit of an introduction for StealthEX while we're waiting, and we're in exchange actually supporting Radio Caca for somebody who is not familiar with us yet. We do instant swaps for Radio Caca. We have been supporting the project for like I don't know a couple of months now, and it's been great. And it's been an amazing kind of community oriented and very vivid journey because the community is great, guys. You guys are great. And with this constant support, we have decided to do more events and do more kind of AMAs and more probably interviews and something like this because we love when people are genuinely interested. And yes, Hello, we have the
Okay.
first speaker here.
Hello. I am Max Kerner, and I am the media director at Radio Caca.
Welcome. I'm
Yeah.
so happy to have you here. I was like confused if everything is all right
Yeah,
with it.
I'm glad to be here. Yeah, unfortunately,
And we
the PC is not. It does not work on PC.
no, no, no. Like spaces are not PC friendly. I was trying to figure it out myself for like a little while because I'm good with crypto, but I'm somehow not good with like all the other common
Mhm.
technology. And it's just like it's impossible to do from the computer anyway. So this is okay. Now we just need to wait probably like a little bit to to have our second speaker in as well. Are there some problems or everything will be sorted out as well, right?
Uh, yeah, I'm messaging them now.
Thank you, thank you. You are an intense typer. This is
Yeah, I mean,
there
mechanical
there
keyboards can be very noisy.
this is like very, very strong strong fingers there.
Ah, so,
Okay, so
okay.
so everything's okay?
Yeah,
All
they
everything.
are they're logged in using an official account, and they have they're logged in on their
Oh
computer. They
yeah,
do not
I
have the
see.
official account on their phone. So that is currently what they're
Okay, yeah.
doing.
Yeah. I was told that you and I can start and we'll
Great.
just wait. So probably as just as we discussed, we're not gonna like float away from our previous schedule. A little bit of an introduction for yourself and for Radio Kako, of course. I'm sure that all the people here probably already familiar, but just in case somebody's new.
Yeah, so Radio Kaka has this whole Web3 ecosystem. Um, they have a 3D metaverse in the United States of Mars, or USM. They have a 2D game in Metamon World that they're building out. Then they have a 2D metaverse that ties in with Metamon World called 2D Montega Metaverse that is currently being built out and will is set to release soon. As well as three different NFT marketplaces currently.
Great.
Um,
What about yourself? Like, how did you end up with Radio Kako? What was your personal journey?
yeah, so I've sort of been involved in the crypto space for a while. I think I hopped in sort of like mid 2021. I was sort of involved with some publications and I was helping them out. And then I ended up getting in touch with Radio Kaka and I started off sort of helping them out part time and then it grew from there.
Great, amazing. So, actually, there was this one question from the community because we need to kind of like flow to this direction
Yeah, of
already.
course.
That was regarding the name because I'm personally a huge Queen fan, and I have always been. And is it related to the song?
Yes,
So
yes,
how
yes. That is absolutely where it comes from. Um,
what was the idea behind it?
um, I am that I don't know the specifics. I sort of I know that they were big Queen fans, of course, and so when we were coming up with a name, we decided to go with Radio Caca. Um, and so that is the current name. I know there's some discussions about a possible name change to RACA. That is like that's still like all
The
in
ticker,
house.
yeah.
Because RACA is very popular, so it's like when we make like shirts and everything, the shirts tend to have RACA on it as it's a bit more
Oh, okay.
catchy. But that's all internal currently still. Radio Cock and there are no official plans to change it.
Got it. But actually, that's a good insight. I haven't heard about it. I'm a little bit sad because I think that Radio Kaka is a great name
Mhm.
for everybody who is not familiar. That Radio Kaka is actually a kind of a part of a song by British band queen from album The Works. I can talk about it forever, so I'm not going to because we're talking
Mhm.
about cryptocurrency here. And yeah, but thank you very much. And the next question would be about community because you have actually a grand community that is always very big and very supportive. And the question goes, how big and strong is the community on Radio Caca? And will you accept community idea to help for the development of the project?
Um, so I have to find the specific stats. But in terms of community ideas, we're definitely open to community ideas. Community feedback is something we value a lot. We've recently started doing some interviews with users to try to get an idea of what they like about our products and how we can improve. Um, so user feedback is something we value very much.
That's great to hear. And actually, there's a next question that kind of sprouts from the previous one is that for a user, a taken user in particular, how can they participate in the project and what exactly can they do to help maybe?
Um, well, I mean, just spreading the word would be great. I mean, we have like a bunch of different products, so whether you just get really invested in one or you want to sort of explore all of them, anything anything is appreciated, and just sort of getting used to the whole ecosystem.
Do you also have like probably community developments kind of sort of thing, like maybe contributors to GitHub, or is it just like marketing and spreading the word?
In terms of, could you repeat the question?
Do you also have community development, like I don't know, some code camps maybe, or like just contributions to GitHub, or is it more like humanitarian and spreading the word and marketing and stuff like that?
I think it's currently more spreading the word and so on. We have a Discord and we're active on that and interacting with fans on that. And then of course there's like in game as well. So it's like in USM we throw like concerts and events in USM. Like we recently had a hide and seek event in USM.
Awesome. Actually, I'm just trying to also figure out the the invite situation because I'm sending the invite to other account of our second speaker. So I'm just
Mm-hmm.
going to try to figure it out also because there seems to be like a little bit of a lag here. I'm really sorry, guys. Everything will be okay. And thank you very much, Taylor, for helping out always. Uh, and yeah, I think that right now probably should be good. That people are also requesting the right to ask questions, and there will be time. We'll just finish with the Twitter ones, and then we can naturally flow to the live questions too.
Mm-hmm.
Also, while we're still trying to figure out the speaking rights, uh, there is a question about Radio Kaka roadmap for the near future and what are you actually developing and what are you planning to
Um,
do?
yeah, sure. So I think probably the current, probably big upcoming release is the 2D Montega NFT. So we've partnered with Moroccan American rapper French Montega, and we're working on multiple NFT releases. But sort of the really big NFT release is his upcoming album.
Oh wow.
Montega will be an NFT album, and it will be released as an NFT. And it's going to be the first NFT album that will be paired up with a game character NFT as well. So everybody that purchases the Montega NFT album will also get a Metamon that comes with it. Metamon is the characters used in our Metamon games. Um,
Awesome. And
and
actually we
so,
have our second speaker here. So
great.
I'm also proud to welcome you as well. Could you please introduce yourself as well so everybody knows who they speak to? And there is the mute button. Yeah, like everything is good now.
Yeah, hey guys. Sorry about the technical difficulties. My name is Zhi Yuan. Please just call me Z. I'm a business development officer here at Radio Kakadao, and I'm pleased to be answering answering your questions today.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that everything has sorted out. And I know that spaces can be a little confusing from time to time, so it's great that we could figure everything out because we're strong like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe you can also elaborate on your plans for the coming month, for like the roadmap, and what are you focusing on developing right now?
Right. So right now we're very intensely focused on developing our Metamon Island game. We really want to expand the utility of the RACA token off that, and also we're focused on integrating Metamon with our USM metaverse. So this way we can link their tokenomics together, so that by doing this we can reduce the hopefully reduce the variance of our tokens. Because we've been getting a lot of community feedback that players really want to see their earnings become more. They really want to see like more stable earnings with when they're playing the Metamon game. So that is what we're heavily focused on developing right now, integrating USM and Metamon.
Are there any like partnerships that you're also excited to share? Because there were questions about why does RACA partner with universities? Can you answer that and maybe share something else about the partnerships that you're excited for?
Yeah, sure. So, like, it's just according to research, right? Millennials, Gen Z, they're one of the highest adopters of cryptocurrencies, and we looked at the data and we thought, hey, why don't we partner with universities around the world, right? Where young people are excited to learn about Web3, learn about cryptocurrencies, learn about the metaverse, and we thought it would be a very good fit, right, to onboard them to our metaverse, because right now a lot of universities are still sticking to traditional like Web 2.0 curriculums, and we thought, hey, why don't we introduce them, to our metaverse? We'll teach them how to connect their wallets, how to interact with one another on Web3, how to buy and purchase and sell tokens, etc., etc.
That's cool. So that will be some kind of like crypto education class.
Yeah, we're working on that right now. And to answer your previous questions, we actually have some exciting partnerships that are coming up. I can't share the details right now, but you will see them in the very very near future.
We will definitely stay tuned to that. And oh, actually, that's not the question that we had on the agenda, but that's
Oh,
personally for
really?
me because I'm super interested actually on in partnerships with universities and stuff like that. Because actually, education, I believe that education is a very, very big part of everything that we do in crypto. And was it kind of like the initial thought that you need to spread awareness for cryptocurrency and blockchain and Radio Caca, obviously in general, or was it kind of like something you haven't exactly planned but decided to do for because of some partnerships, or was it in the original kind of agenda that you had?
Right. This is definitely like in our DNA. It's definitely part of the original agenda because our vision is to become a people's DAO. We want to onboard, new users, not just to our game, not just to our metaverse, right, but to cryptocurrencies in general. And it's still a very slow process because the acquisition cost is pretty high because we also in addition to introducing them to our Web 3.0 products, they also have to people who are new to crypto, individuals who are new to crypto, also have to learn about how what blockchain is, right? How the transactions work, etc., etc. So it's an added difficulty on top of that. But as a people's DAO, we always wanted to, introduce this exciting world of digital assets to new users. So that's why, even though it'll take a long time to implement, we're still partnering with these universities because we believe in education for the next generation.
Those are great words, actually. I totally root for that, and I think that this is going to be the future if actually the next generation, and not only next generation, but actually all the people have least some basic understanding of what we do here, that this is the way to adoption. So that this is great, and I'm really, really glad to hear that. I'm sure that all the other people in the community are as well.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
Also, there were questions about NFTs, of course, and we are going to go with this one. So, aside from being a launchpad for NFT artists, why should artists come to Radio Caca for the launch of their NFTs? And how do you support artists and promote their works? And do you in generally?
Right. So I want to clear a bit of perhaps confusion up with regards to that question. So right now, our NFT marketplaces, it's like heavily centralized. It's mainly focused on, for example, in-game items in a Metamon game, as well as USM land deeds. So land deeds on a metaverse, and of course we have May Musk, who's Elon's mom. May Musk NFT drops. So there's only a select category of NFTs individuals can trade on. And right now, we're not really like onboarding new artists other than the celebrity partnerships we already have. But in the that's something we're gonna work on though, like onboarding artists on a more decentralized basis. That's something we're gonna work on in the near future.
But could you
Um,
actually probably also? Oh, yeah, I interrupted. No, please go on.
I was going to say, to add with that, I think we have multiple NFT marketplaces. So some of them are very centralized and some of them are more decentralized. I think one of our new offerings is OpenPFP, which is meant to be a competitor for OpenSea. And that's a place where NFTs can be listed. But there's currently, as of right now, we do not have minting capabilities on OpenPFP. But in terms of integration and helping new artists, one of the big focuses with OpenPFP is integration with USM, particularly with galleries. So if you want to partner with OpenPFP, then we'll help provide a gallery for your NFT collection, and that'll provide an opportunity for to show off the collection for USM users. And even in OpenPFP, you could click a link and it'll send the user straight into USM, straight to the gallery. So they could view the gallery in USM.
Awesome. And I had the question in my mind of also the May Mask NFTs, and what was the idea behind that, and like how do you think it went? Because actually, I haven't been following. Like, shame to me, but it would be great to actually hear more about it.
Right. So that was our celebrity NFT partnership, one of many. Currently, we have one with French Montana, and that one is going pretty well. With regards to the May Musk NFTs, again, a lot of the value comes from the celebrity backing, and I'm just trying to find the figures here. Yes, so the average trading price of these Matrix Fluxbox MPB NFTs, they're about 35,000 USD right now. So it's about, or 20 million RACA. And I think total transaction volume with regards to this, it's about 50 million in total in the past 8 months or so. So yeah, we've been getting a lot of good traction on that.
I think one of the things to note is we do have a Medium, and we post on the Medium, but not everything on the Medium is necessarily up to date. So some of the things that we might discuss very early on regarding some of the functionality or some of the plans might change, and the early articles are not currently updated to reflect those changes.
Thank you for this disclaimer. Also, if you would like to probably share some of the links, like post spaces, we would love to share them as well to kind
Sure.
of like probably for the community to have more materials to check, and also we'll be posting the recaps, so that would be useful as well. Thank you. And also the next question is about NFTs too, and actually that's the last question in our Twitter kind of part, and then we will continue to the live part. And it goes as what privilege the users get if they have Radio Caca NFTs.
I think there's like, given the large ecosystem, there's a plethora of NFTs, and some of them provide more utility than others when held. For example, when you're playing Metamon, as you play the game, there's multiple NFTs that you could earn, and so like some of those NFTs, all of their utility is just within Metamon and using it to upgrade your Metamon and so forth. So holding on to some of those NFTs might not provide as much utility, whereas other NFTs such as like land in USM or even Metamon will provide much greater utility. There's currently staking in USM. So when you have land beyond just the appreciation of the land itself, you could stake the land to earn more NFTs in USM.
Yeah, and if I could just add on to that, we also have a burning mechanism where a portion of our the fees we generate from Metamon battles and NFT marketplace trades, they're burned. And again, I'm just looking at the latest figures. So we've since our inception, which is less than a year ago, we've burned approximately 60 billion worth of RACA. And so the total supply is now around 430 billion RACA compared to 500 billion last August. So.
Thank you. Actually, you're great with stats. You always have the numbers for everything, and I appreciate it because it gives like this sense of transparency that is awesome.
Yeah, of
And
course.
on
Thanks.
this note, actually, we're ready to proceed to the live question. So if somebody from the community wants to ask something and has a question to Radio Caca team, we'll be happy to accept those. So please drop your requests, and I will approve your speaking rights. And I'm sure, actually, there were people who wanted to ask questions, so I'm sure that they're awesome, and there is already. And right now, I'm going to approve the request from Adam, and hopefully it will go through and everything will connect perfectly. And because sometimes there are issues with that, unfortunately, but hopefully not this time. Hello, Adam. You can speak now. You're just muted.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Hello, Z. Hello,
Hey,
StealthEX
Adam.
team.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, man?
Good. How about yourself?
Absolutely great, absolutely great. So, RACA video activity. So, as we see that most projects are interested to share info about the long-term vision, about the holdings and the benefits of holdings. So, what are the short-term your objectives? What are your short-term objectives? I mean, what are you thinking right now, and what are you main focusing right now on your project, and on which features you are more focused right now on?
Right. That's a very good question. So in the short term, we're focused on expanding our Metamon game. It's based on our roadmap. We're looking to expand it into an MMORPG for Metamon. And as for USM, we're looking to obviously add more land into the USM, but also more accessories, avatars, etc., and develop that into a fully functioning Web 3.0 ecosystem.
That's great. That's great. That's really sounds great. So, I have a question that is far away from project. I think I will get my answer. So, do you think that the DeFi will go to the mainstream like exchanges?
So you're asking if DeFi will go to
DeFi.
exchanges. Could you repeat that?
I mean, do you think that the DeFi technology could really compete through the exchanges? I mean, in the trading volume, in the all volume.
Are you
Um,
talking about, sorry, DeFi like in general, or specifically like DeFi and the Radio Caca ecosystem?
No. I'm just in general. I'm in just general. That with the recent advancement in technologies, we see that the new technologies are developing. So, what about the old technology that are our exchanges? Do the DeFi technologies has the potential to compete with the exchange level of trading volumes and all the features that an exchange can provide?
Right. Okay, that's an interesting question. Sure, we can answer stuff about cryptocurrencies in general. Yeah. So with regards to DeFi, it has its own benefits, right? Obviously, you don't need KYC. You know, it's anyone with digital assets can do it. But it also has some drawbacks. So, for example, on centralized exchanges, if something happens, if one person sends funds or unlisted tokens to a wrong place, right? Then centralized exchanges, at least some of them, have the power to recover it. Or if a hacker siphons funds from a DeFi protocol and then tries to launder it via a centralized exchange. A centralized exchange can shut that down. Whereas a DEX, it would be pretty difficult to do that. So we're definitely seeing a greater adoption with DeFi. I think DeFi TVL, total value locked with DeFi, has surpassed 260 billion recently, and it was like zero like 3 years ago. So it's adopting really fast, but right now it's still in a very, very young space. So I think there will be it. Well, we'll see. It's just a matter of whether or not the features from DeFi could outweigh the risks and also outweigh the benefits provided by centralized exchanges. So,
Thank you for the question, Adam.
Thank you.
And we'll proceed
thank
to the next one, because actually that's great that we can answer not only the questions about Radio Kaka, but about crypto in general.
Mhm.
And we have a couple more questions here. Yeah, I see everybody. I think that there is, yeah, I see you waving here. We're ready for your question after it connects as well. Hello.
Right.
I can get many good information about that. This is my question. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah,
Yep.
everything good?
yep.
Okay, that's good. Okay, this is my question. Pump and dump sometimes seems are becoming a major problem in the crypto space, which needs solving. And then sometimes investor hard earn money that going down the drain. So can you please tell us how to prevent whales from manipulating the price and ensuring the price appreciate? That's my first question.
Max, would you like to take that, or should I?
Why don't you start and then I could build off of you?
Right, sure. So with regards to that, again, we're pretty, or for Radio Cock in particular, we're pretty, in terms of token distribution, we're pretty decentralized. So it's about right now about 13% of it is staked in previous NFT drops. Some of them are no longer available because these, and I'm talking about the stake pools, right? Because there was like a lock up period of 1 year to get the rewards, and for the NFT drops, and the funds that are staked are just locked up for a year, right? So about 13% is staked, about 54% is owned through the open market, and about 2% is locked in LP pools, and the other 30% is allocated to the team. And that'll start vesting in June, but not all of it is allocated to the developer team. Only about, I think, 30 billion RACA out of total supply of 430 billion is allocated to the dev team. The rest are set aside for investors, etc., etc. So there you have it. Like only 30% is either allocated to the dev teams or to investors or for future expenses. The rest, 70%, it's controlled by individual investors.
Wow, I love the answer. So I can I continue for my second one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
I
Sure.
believe that we have time for that.
Okay, the second one is so simple. Um, uh, can you tell for me the three top main reasons why us as the investor or maybe users should invest in your project? That's it.
Right. Well, thank you for the question. I think, well, obviously, I'm not here to give any investment advice.
Mhm.
You're right. Investors should choose the financial product or digital token that fits their risk and reward. But like three reasons why I think I'm personally invested in RACA is because aside than being on their payroll is that first of all, with RACA, we're building an entire Web 3.0 metaverse. We're starting out obviously with NFT marketplaces. Then we're going to move. Then we moved on to MetaMon, and now to the USM. And we seek to integrate them together so they have one single like giant tokenomics, and this way we can reduce the variance of our tokens. So if something happens in Metamon, then that's fine because we still have USM and our NFT marketplaces to back it up.
Mhm.
So that's number one, integration with the entire Web 3.0 economy. And the second reason is obviously we have a lot of racket burned since inception. We have a built-in protocol in a Metamon game where a portion of the fees from each battle are burned. So, like I said before, we've reduced the supply from 500 billion initially to about 430 billion now. So that is reason number two. And reason number three is because we have a lot of celebrity partnerships that are based in the USM verse. Right, so we want to invite these celebrities from all around the world, and we want to invite them to share their music, to create NFT albums, to host concerts in the USM, and we believe that will be a core pillar of our user growth for USM going forward.
Um, to sort of
Thank you, sir. That's really that's what I mean. I wanna ask about the that Raja. Thanks, thanks the answer.
Thank you for the question. I believe that
Thank you.
actually Max wanted to probably like
Yeah, go ahead.
to just expand a bit. First with the integration, I think we have like with all of our different products, I think it just offers this massive utility to the token. It's not just like one thing we're offering like this whole the 2D Metamon world or the 2D Metamon metaverse, 2D Montega metaverse, which is the Metamon metaverse. We have the 3D USM metaverse. We have our own NFT marketplace. We're just constantly adding NFT to our tokens. So that's another thing. It's not just the same utility; it's constantly growing as Radio Caca continues to develop new products. And then in terms of the celebrity partnerships, it goes beyond USM as well. Such as like French Montana, the whole 2D Montega metaverse will be for Metamon. And so we have like Nicole Buffett, and she'll be the art director for a 2D Montega metaverse. So these partnerships are going beyond just the USM and will be for all of our products. Or depending on the partnership, we'll target different products.
thank you for taking it a little bit further. And thank you for the question as well. And we're ready for the next one from Anand. And we're connecting right now. Actually, there are quite some people willing to ask questions. That's always good, even despite the fact that we're not on the main. Hello, hello.
Hello.
The team RACA.
Sure,
So
go ahead.
I'll be
Play.
just quick.
Mhm.
I have a okay. So I'll be Just need to know that do RACA token holders have the right to participate in the project governance? If not,
You cut.
governance with the token holders? I'm
Sorry, you were
audible.
cutting in and out when you were talking.
I believe the question was about the governance. Like, are you planning on the governance token, right?
Yeah, so I know that's on our medium. That's definitely something we stated. Um, I do think that's in terms of the specifics of how the DAO will work. That's something that we're still working out, and we're on very early stages. So we don't currently have a lot that we're able to share.
Yeah, right. And if I could add on to that, so with the government's token, that's going to be a bit later down the line, because obviously for a governance token to work, there needs to be something for investors and token holders to govern, right? And we're trying to obviously, focus on building our Web 3.0 infrastructure first, focus on underlying projects like USM, Metamon, OpenPFP, NFT marketplaces, etc., right? Once we have those polished, then we will move forward with the governance token. So then that way it's integrated smoothly.
Thank you very much for the answer, and thank you for the question, Anand. We unfortunately could not hear you, and I believe that you were cut off, but thank you very much for the question on that. Are there any more questions from the community? Because we actually still have like around 20-ish, probably a little bit less minutes, and we'd be happy to answer more community questions. Actually, this time the questions are great. Actually, they're great every time, to be honest. We haven't had the AMA that had like bad questions, so that's
Mm.
always glad to receive the community questions. And maybe if Z is here, actually, probably he will answer my question. It was, what was the original thought of having Queen song implemented as the name for the project?
Um, like it was just a spur of the moment thing, right? Like somebody liked the song and then we just went along with it, right? We didn't really imagine the project will become quite big so fast, right? So now we got some people who really love the name; it just hits them, and we got some people who said we should make some changes. So yeah, we're still trying to get that figured out.
I don't know how you can dislike it. that's that's a great name. Okay, while we're waiting for more suggestions from the community, I can probably come back to the Twitter questions because we still have some great questions there. And one of them was actually about exchanges. So I'm going to remind everybody that you can exchange Radio Caca on StealthEX. But also there are people really interested in when are you coming to Binance? Because why wouldn't you be interested in that?
Right. Yeah. We can't give any details at the moment. All I can say is that we've listened to the community and we're working on that. Before Binance actually, so if you check out our token listings, we just recently listed on BingX, and then after that we went on Huobi Global. And after that, we just got listed. I think, yeah, yesterday actually, we just got listed on KuCoin, right? These are exchanges with hundreds of millions to billions every day in trading volume. So we're definitely getting there.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, congratulations on all the listings because there's definitely something to be proud of. And the next question is actually about stuff that you're proud of. And what do you think are the biggest achievements that you've made so far? And like, what are you the most proud of in development of Radio Caca?
Oh, that's a really good question actually. For me personally, I would say it's the hard work and of our we put into our Metamon game, if we because hindsight is always 2020, right? If we like move back 1 year, there wasn't even Radio Caca. We're not even 1 year old, right? Back then it was just a group of game developers from who traced their origins to Tencent and Tencent backed affiliates. For those who don't know, Tencent is the biggest internet giant in China. And the developers kind of got together. It's like, hey, what if we made this fantasy play to earn NFT game called Metamon, right? And then because NFTs were started getting really popular in 2021, so the developers thought, hey, let's create this awesome game. We'll see how it goes. 5 to 6 years down the line, maybe we can reap. Maybe we can reap the seeds that we sowed, right? But nobody really expected it to be successful this fast. Like
Mhm.
RACA, if you look at the token, it's had quite a roller coaster journey, but it's still up a lot where it where it came from when it first started trading. So that was kind of unexpected, right? Like we did not expect Metamon would be so popular, especially in developing countries. We have lots of players in Turkey, China, Vietnam, Indonesia, etc., etc. Oh, and in Brazil. So yeah, it's become a worldwide GameFi game, and that was kind of unexpected from the beginning, and that's something that myself and I'm sure the dev team would be really proud of.
What about you, Max? What was the most important thing for you?
Um, Most important thing for me, um, I have to say, I think probably the gallery function in the USM, I think is a really big development. I think it helps a lot, and it brings a lot of more attention to USM in terms of how it'll be used. Um, like it's one of the big things about our open PFP, um, which is besides the low trading fees, is the fact that like I've said before, it's for a lot of these gallery collections, you can just click on this button, and then you'll be placed into this gallery, where you could walk around and see it in this metaverse. Um, so I think that's been a very big development for USM.
Thank you for sharing that as well. And actually, we have Anand back, and I hope that this time it will be okay with the connection and we can hear probably the rest of the question, because you kind of answered the first one already. And hello, and yeah, it's still connecting yet. Sometimes the connection here can be bad. Hello, Anand. You're muted right now, but hopefully this time we can hear you. Did you have another question?
Hello, hello. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I have some connection issues. So, I was just asking about the governance. Do the RACA token holders have the right to participate in the governance of the project?
I think we answered this question already.
Could you
I'm
just probably
happy to.
repeat?
Yeah, I'm totally happy to answer it again, though. But yeah, I think like I stated, it was said on a Medium article about the governance potential. And that's still something that's very early on in terms of ideas for the DAO. Like was already said, like everything in this project is moving incredibly quickly. Um, so we're all like sort of trying to just keep up with everything. And the we do have plans for the Radio Caca DAO, but it's still very, very early.
Okay, okay. So,
Thank you very much
so
for the question.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have one more question here from Austin, and hopefully it will connect well as well. And probably that would be hello, Austin.
Hi. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello. Yep.
Yeah, I just want to ask quickly. The number one question is that is the Radio Caca marketplace is the only biggest flow of RACA token right now? That is the number one question. And the number two question, I just want to know whether the people that are holding the NFT first will be more beneficial than the later one that coming. How do you think about the the first one that coming first and the later that coming into Raka first? That is my two questions. That's it.
Right. Thank you for the question. So for yes, regarding the utility of RACA, most of it is coming from the NFT marketplace. I believe we've on our Radio Caca NFT markets. That one, the total trading volume is about 668 billion RACA since its inception. So that's about 1.2 billion USD based on today's RACA price. And obviously, there's a lot of variance with regards to that because the RACA token is there's a lot of variance with the RACA token. So sometimes, depending on price, that cumulative volume I quoted, it could be 2 billion or it could be 800 million. Right. It just depends on the RACA price. And I'm sorry, what was your second question?
I mean, the second question is the first comer to join Raka or the later comer that you think that will be more beneficial. I mean, it's kind of because I'm the kind of old people that are joining in for like 6 months already. So I just want to know whether it's a good idea to start it early or whether should I suggest like more friends to join it now to like benefit from it, or it's just like kind of financial advice which I know that you would not give it to us. It's depend on us, but I just want to know your vision if you are myself. That's it.
Sure, yeah. Yes. Like I stated previously, and like you said, like we're not here to give financial advice. But what I can tell you is that last year we've had, I think it was about we only had like the number is somewhere in like the double digits, like that was it. Like there was like between like 1 to 100 people in our Radio Kakadao, and right now we have around 400 employees, who are like full-time, part-time, and also volunteers. So we've grown quite a bit in the recent month, and we are obviously putting a lot of development activity into OpenPFP, into Radio Caca NFT markets, into Metamon, into USM, and we have some exciting releases coming up. So this is the information I will provide, and you make your decision off that, whether or not it's early or late. So
yeah, to give that just for the specific statistics with employees, we have over 80 full-time employees and 300 part-time employees.
Yeah, exactly.
And then in terms of benefits of being early and benefits of being later, I mean, definitely if you're early, there's a lot of options and availability for you if you were early. In terms of staking stuff that was available then and not now. So if you got in early, there are definitely benefits. But if you look at RACA is definitely planning to be a bit of a long-term project. So even getting in now isn't necessarily getting in like late into a project. Like we're still launching new stuff and we're adding a lot of stuff into our games and metaverses. And like the The USM is still in beta. It's not, as far as I'm aware. That's like we haven't even officially launched that yet.
Okay, thank you. So one last question is that the MetaMoon will be the core product of Radio Caca in the future? That's it. My last question, and thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I'll take that. It will be definitely a significant part of our ecosystem, but 3 to 5 years forward, we're looking to have perhaps 6 to 8 Web 3.0 products, in addition to what we have. So again, and we're trying to integrate them all into USM, as I said before. So once we basically unite the tokenomics, right, there'll be hopefully we can see less variance with the RACA token, because a basket of like 10 Web 3.0 assets, right? The only, like, short of a overall crypto bear market, it's going to be very, very difficult for any idiosyncratic, like any individual news to cause any volatile action in the price. So that's what we're trying to do. It will definitely be a significant portion of our portfolio.
Thank you for the question, Austin. And actually, we probably don't have time to take questions from the audience and also their normal people with the questions. So that's great. We have answered all of them. And I will just ask you probably to share what you're the most excited about that is coming in the future. And what do you think we, as the community and as the services supporters, should kind of like wait from Radio Caca, not from the point of development, because we already talked about roadmap and about your plans, but like probably from your personal opinion in general.
Sorry, what was the last part?
What is that gets you the most excited about the future of Radio Caca, and what do you think is the most excited thing for the community in the future, but not roadmap wise? That's a complicated question. I just made it up.
Yeah, interesting. That's there's definitely a lot of objectives to meet for that question. Okay, so what gets me excited about Radio Kaka, but not roadmap wise? Actually, so yeah, so for me personally, it's that we have a global community. As I said before, we have players from all over the world for Metamon. Turkey, Brazil, China, Vietnam, Indonesia. These are just hubs for shorts. We have, I think it's around close to 600,000, 800,000 Twitter followers spread across more than 20 communities around the world, right? Like each have their own Twitter page, and just interacting with our community members, listening to their feedback, how we can improve on our products, and asking them for suggestions, and seeing how much they're enjoying the game, how much they're enjoying USM. That's something that really gets me excited, and I hope we can onboard more users from all these different global communities in the future.
Yeah, in terms of what gets me excited, it's not specifically a roadmap thing. I think it's roadmap related. But there's the 2D Montega metaverse that's dropping in his metaverse album, and I think one of the really exciting things that I'm looking forward to is the large growth of the community that will come with that.
Yeah, definitely. That's coming. Actually, in for a project that's been around for like a year, you have made such an amazing way, community wise, development wise. This is insane. And as closing words, I would like to say that we all, I believe, appreciate what you're doing, and I hope that everything will go just the way you have planned. And there's definitely a lot of exciting things to be kind of looking forward to. And with StealthEX, of course, I'm happy to support Radio Caca for swaps and be like this part of the ecosystem that can help the community to get the token, swap the token, and use it. And it's been great having you here today. and answering
Great to
all
be
these
a part of it.
questions.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time and having us.
Thank you. Are there any closing words you would like to say, or should we just wrap it up on this positive note?
Yeah, I think Video Caca lives and dies by its community, much like other Web3 projects, and so it's great to be part of this project that has such a strong community.
Yeah, that was well said. I have nothing more to add.
Thank you very much. That's true. So can't argue. Thank you very much for joining us today, and thank you very much for